It's weird living like this, I suppose. I mean, for us it all seems normal when we think about it. It doesn't seem weird at face value. We just think, oh, well, that's the way it's always been. Always did it like that. My own parents didn't even really suspect a thing because, oh, that's just how she always was. She was always like that. Never would have guessed. I suppose you can't really tell with something like this. It can be so well hidden you have no idea. For all my life, I had always been considered the quiet one and the shy one wherever I went. School, I had difficulty engaging with people. I'd just sit quiet on my own, wouldn't really talk to many people. I had one good friend throughout the entirety of primary school, really. My miracle best friend, who I honestly thought I'd imagined half the time, because I was that bad at making friends. I find that other people have to make the friends for me and then introduce me to them. Just sit me down with them and be like, okay, you're gonna be friends now. That's the way it's gonna be. I suppose there's always been a panic in the back of my mind that I can't make friends at all. There's something in the back of my mind nagging me saying, you really aren't good at this. Nobody likes you. And that's probably all because I had such a hard time engaging with people and talking to them, and every little interaction scared me. And nobody thought anything of it as well. They just assumed, oh, she's just shy, she'll grow out of it. And they kept saying, oh, she'll grow out of it. And they kept saying it over and over. And when I still didn't grow out of it, by the time I was about 16, they stopped and thought, is she gonna grow out of this? And it was finally when I ended up in CAMS for completely unrelated reasons that somebody picked up on the fact that something wasn't quite right. The fact that I was having so much trouble with just simple interactions, and that there had to be something, the issues that I was actually there for had to be stemming from, because they seemed to come from nowhere. They took me in for a really long-winded diagnosis. It took forever. I feel like it was like over a year that it took for them to really come to the conclusion that the psychiatrist had from the very beginning of, oh yeah, she has Asperger's. And by then, there was nothing they could do. Not that there's anything you can really do about it anyway. But there are opportunities people given, support to help themselves, to help understand better, but it's not given to anyone my age. So after all that, I was just kind of completely dropped and left. Literally, everything down to the clothes that I wear is dictated by this condition. It's a real barrage on all the senses. It's strange. It dictates what I eat. Because of smells and textures and tastes. One little thing is off. Chances are I'm gonna be like, no, not doing that. It's not always, you know, a particularly fun thing. And it can be a big problem. And the more I stop to think about all of this, the more I realise that it can be a huge hindrance for me. It can cause so many problems. But at the same time, I just kind of sit and ignore it like it's not happening. Having to be seen as that weird one that can't do this or have that. being that odd one out. I mean, I imagine it'd probably feel nice to not be strange once. Gaming, music and art have been some very big interests of mine over the years. I find the things that I always gravitate towards, the special interest side of things. You find, get me into a conversation about these kinds of things and I can't stop talking. I have so much to say, there's so much that I'll take in that I could just blabber on forever about it. I found it rather easy to talk to people in my first Comic-Con. I was able to socialise when we went to meetups, to have photos taken, and I was able to approach people who were actually giving out hugs, and well, I was even comfortable with touch as well, which is really unusual for me because I'm so strange with touch. I was willing to have hugs from complete strangers because we're all there for the same reason. It's good to have a way that I feel comfortable and happy to socialise with people. It's too bad that most of those ways are really expensive. Otherwise I'd have a lot more friends. Yeah, it's nice to have ways like that where already I've got common ground with someone, so I know it's something I can talk with them about and find more ways to be able to socialise, understand them better, so I don't end up tripping over all sorts of ridiculous things. It's nice to not worry about that. Be in an environment where there's no concerns about that kind of thing.